Unique challenges of the 21st century women. So buckle up and get ready, sister, to get your life right.
It's the Tanya Barnett Show. It's the Tanya Barnett Show. It's the Tanya Barnett Show. It's the Tanya.
The dopest host of the fastest growing internet television show here in the U.S. as well as abroad. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're first time visiting me, make sure you check my website out, which is realwifemovement.com. I have a fantastic book project that I'm working on now. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, I was Author of the Year at the Indie Author Award Ceremony in the relationship category. So you are looking at an award-winning author. That was me, and I self-published. So that is so fly that I just cannot even tell y'all how fly that is. So anyway, I'm so super excited you joined me today. I have an amazing guest tonight. You are going to be wowed by her. She is fantastic. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur, and she is all of that. And so I'm really excited to be able to bring her before you today. You're going to be inspired. You're going to wonder why you're sitting on your dreams, on your goals, and the things that God has told you to do. So if you hold tight, I'll be right back after this break with my special guest for tonight. Thank you for joining the Tanya Barnett Show.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Listen vision, listen vision.
Hey there, this is Tanya Barnett, your host of the Tanya Barnett Show, the dopest internet talk show out there. I'm so glad you took the time to join me tonight on a Monday evening. I know y'all are winding down. It's Mondays. Mondays are great, y'all. I celebrate Mondays because Mondays are the beginning of a week, the beginning of making money. So enjoy your Monday and enjoy this show. So I have a special guest that is coming on tonight. She's going to be Skyping in with me. Her name is Donloyn Gadson. She is an author. She is an artist. She's a creator. She is also a wife. And guess what? She is a mom of 8 beautiful brown children. Okay, so that is super exciting to me. I cannot wait for you to hear her story. And so, Donloyn, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, sis. Welcome to the Tanya Barnett Show. How are you?
I am great. I'm excited. I'm glad to hear you say wonderful things about Monday. It's the fresh start, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Donloyn, I just want you to tell my audience a little bit about yourself, give them just a little bit of background about you.
Okay. Well, my name is Donloyn LeDuff Gadson, and I live in Charleston, South Carolina, with my husband and 8 kids. Their ages range from 23 down to 8-year-olds. They just turned 8. 8-year-old twin girls, and we do have 2 sets of twins, so we have 5 boys and 3 girls. And I am I tell people I'm from everywhere and nowhere because I was physically born in Florida, but I'm French Creole. My family and my people are in Louisiana, and I've lived the majority of my life in Charleston, but we've been all around California, Massachusetts, and just all over the place. So I kind of am one of those people who almost feel like you're kind of drifting and you kind of have to create home for yourself. So I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. That's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. Okay, so I heard you say French Creole and I heard you say Louisiana. Where
Yes.
in Louisiana? Because I have family. My father was born and raised in Louisiana. So where are you from in Louisiana?
Well, our people are from Irwinville. I don't know if you're familiar with Irwinville. It's about 30 minutes outside of Baton Rouge. It's in between Baton Rouge and New Roads.
Okay. Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. My family
Yes.
is in New Iberia, so
Yes.
we're on the other side of Lafayette, so off
Yes.
of 90. So we may be, somewhere along the lines, girl. We may be, connected some kind of way.
That's right.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I had a quick question for you. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
I know that being a mom of 8 is a challenge. And so tell me, what is one thing that you do to keep it all together? And I say manage, I don't believe in balance. What is one thing that you do to manage your household?
We are related for real. I don't believe in balance either.
Okay.
That is a myth. One thing I do, and we'll touch on first, I pray. I keep God at the center of everything that I do, family, business, everything. And then second, I prioritize. I don't believe in balancing. Balancing suggests a circus act. Like, just imagine, you got this balancing act going and you're holding in all of these different things in the air at the same time. So what I believe in doing is setting priorities. And your priorities are going to change throughout the day, depending on what time of day it is. So that is really key for me in keeping it all together. My kids, all of them are in school now. So when I am working, I know the time frame that I have to work uninterrupted without children around. When it's time to pick them up from school, I'm foolish to think that, I can pick them up from school, bring them home, help them with homework, get a snack together, start dinner, and still be doing work. No, something's going to fall through the cracks. Something is going to, to go wrong. I'm going to get irritated and frustrated and end up feeling like a failure because nothing was done well. So that's definitely another thing that I do is I prioritize and I rely on my village, my support system. Obviously, my husband, I don't do it by myself. He is a very, present, at home husband and father. So we do these things together, balance it out together. And the kids are big enough now where they understand that there are things that I require of them. You have to help out. You need to be a part of things. You have responsibilities, and our family is a team, and it cannot work unless all the members show up and give it their all.
Wow, that is so key, and that is really important for moms, especially to understand that if you're trying to balance it all, you will not manage anything.
No.
And so that's something I love that you said priorities, because that's something that I teach some of the wives that I coach to prioritize, and it's okay to move things to your to-do list to tomorrow. So if you don't get to it today, it is not the end of the world. And I had to teach myself that because I just felt like a failure if I did not check off all 28 million things, by like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh God, I'm the worst mom or wife in America.
Right.
However, once I learned that, in prioritizing, I couldn't get to this today, but let me move it to tomorrow. That
right.
really made it easier for me to accept the fact that I can't do it all.
That's right.
Or, I'd be crazy trying to do that. So we're gonna take a really quick break, but we're gonna be right back with my special guest, none other than Donloyn Gadson, and we're gonna ask her a few more questions when we come back right after this break. Thank you for joining the Tanya Barnett Show.
Listen vision, listen vision, DC's #1 recording studio. Listen vision, listen vision.
Hey there, welcome back to the Tanya Barnett Show. I'm your host of the flyest internet talk show in America and abroad. This is Tanya Barnett, your host. My special guest tonight is Donloyn Gadson, and this is the She's Gotta Have It segment. And you all know, and She's Gotta Have It, I talk about my She's Gotta Have It, Tanya's favorite things. And so I have several things today that I want to feature for you, a black-owned business. You know, I always show that. So my earrings tonight are, they say, I don't know if you guys can see these. And these are made by Todd Parson. He's known as the earring guy, and it says "Love Never Fails." These are wood earrings. He's called the earring guy. He's out of Richmond, Virginia. And these say "Love Never Fail." I have several beautiful earrings by Todd Parson, so make sure you check him out. He's called the Earring Guy, so you can look him up online. That is Todd Parson. Also, my bracelet that I have on today is from my special guest from last week, Lakeisha Williams. I'm gonna put my earring back in my ear. Lakeisha Williams, and she has 1126 jewelry, and we learned last week that with her jewelry, a portion of the proceeds of her sales help homeless women in homeless shelters. So that is Lakeisha Williams, and that is the jewelry that I have on my arm. And then my lipstick is from Just Lovely Lipstick, and the color that I have on tonight is ruby, and that is LaTanya Bryant, and this is her lipstick, Just Lovely Lipstick. So this is also a black business. And then the blush that I have on today is by Babs Beauty. So today I have on 4 products made by African-American businesses, 3 female-owned and 1 male-owned. So make sure you check out those businesses. On the She's Gotta Have It segment, I always feature African-American businesses that you can go out and support and bring money and keep money in our community. So, Donloyn, I don't know if you knew about the She's Gotta Have It segment. Is there something that you just have to have every day that may be by a black-owned business? Or is there this She's Gotta Have It, just one thing you have to have?
One thing that I have to have, chapstick. Chapstick and flip-flops. I'm so plain.
Okay. Chapsticks and flip-flops. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to think about that. I'd have to think about that. I'm, pretty simple. But yes, I was aware of your She's Gotta Have It segment. I didn't know you were going to ask me that, though.
Well, look, if you're watching now and you're going to be a future guest, make sure
You have one in your pocket.
Right, absolutely. Something to pull out for the She's Gotta Have It segment. But I think it's just really important that we support one another. Just like, I'm supporting you by having you on my show, and then you're supporting me. You're believing in what I do by being on my show. So I'm so grateful.
You know what?
And I'm honored.
Here's what I gotta have: inspiration. And you inspire me. And there are a wealth of African American females who inspire me on a daily basis. And that's what I do have to have every single day, is inspiration. So there's my She Gotta Have It.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right, so we're going to jump back into our questions for my special guest, Donloyn Gadson. And Donloyn, let me ask you something. How did you get started? I know you're an artist, so how did you get started in your art form? I saw your drawing on your website. How did you get started? What inspired you to do that?
Well, you know what? My journey through my gifts and talents was a rough one. I, at a very young age, would explore, through artwork and writing. And unfortunately, I was shamed and was told that I wasn't the artist in the family. And I was shamed by someone very close to me, someone who should have been encouraging me to continue to practice and continue to explore my love for art. And because of that, I began as a young girl secretly writing and drawing in my bedroom, and I would hide my work under my bed. And life happened, and I convinced myself that because this was someone that I was supposed to be able to trust, because they're telling me this, they must be true. It must be right. It's true. My artwork isn't any good. My writing isn't any good. And so therefore I must only keep it to myself. So it wasn't until I hit my 30s that I really started to ask myself really important questions like, who am I? I really began to explore my voice, and really went on this journey of self-discovery. And it was during that time that I went back to my writing, and I started freelance writing for different magazines and articles and columns and newspapers and things, and then I began to go back to my artwork and just start drawing again. And it's only been in the last, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 years, that I've even felt comfortable calling myself an artist. So this has been a side of me that I have reclaimed because it was taken away from me, unfortunately, at a very early age. And I believe it was so easy for that to be stripped away because I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse and rape that occurred when I was 5 years old. So I was already a very vulnerable child. And to have someone that I should have been able to trust tell me that my gifts and talents were not actually gifts and talents at all, unfortunately, I believed that for the majority of my life. So, yay to my 30s, I found myself again, and I'm happy because of it.
Wow, that is extremely inspirational. I know for a lot of women, we're told or we're made to feel that what we're into or what we feel like our gifts are. And I think a lot of us know as children, someone that we trust, like you said, is telling you the opposite. That is just devastating. I know I have 2 daughters, and so I'm constantly very cognizant about encouraging my daughters to follow their dreams and do whatever makes them happy. And so my 17-year-old, of course, she's fighting that. She can cook, she can bake, And just here this year, she started her business, which is Donnie's Desserts. And so she's made a lot of money. She actually paid for herself to go to a HBCU tour during the whole
That is
entire
awesome.
spring break from selling her desserts. But especially with my 25-year-old, she's a photographer. She's a drag queen photographer.
Right.
And she loves it. And so I encourage her. So every time she posts a picture or sends me a picture, I'm just like, go for it, get it
Yes.
done, because I didn't have that growing up.
Yes.
It was the
Neither
same
did
thing.
I.
You know, I was just the big sister, made to babysit my brothers, and that was my lot in life. You know,
Right.
cook dinner. So when mama got home, there was meal,
Yes.
So I just think it's fantastic that you were able to find your voice in your 30s, because a lot of women never find their voice. It's
That's
hidden, and they're afraid of digging deep and saying, no, this is who I am. I'm going to own who I am. I don't care who likes it. And so you just really inspired me that in your 30s, you were just like, yo, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I have to be true to myself.
Right.
So that is
And
amazing.
I literally was up against the wall, like, who am I? What is going on? I don't know anything. We go through our 20s and we think we know it all. And I hit my 30s and realized not only did I not know anything, but I didn't even know myself. I didn't even know who I was. So that is really the driving force of why I'm such a huge proponent for voice and courage and personal power. Those three things, they lie at the heart of everything that we all do. Everything.
Wow. And so in saying that and segueing into, your children, do you see gifts and talents in your children, and do you encourage them to move forward in those?
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely do. I do not discourage them from anything. If there is something that they show interest in, I celebrate it with them. I'm like, I'm so excited that you're doing this. And I do. They're so talented. I often think and flip the roles and wonder how someone can find a way to verbally destroy and tear down what a child is developing and what they're growing. So because of what I've went through, I feel as though it has made me a better mother, a better supporter, a better cheerleader. I just help to just guide them and see where they want to go. And that's what I feel like we're supposed to be here to do as parents anyway. I don't want to rule you. I don't want to tell you everything that you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do and what you should definitely be when you grow up. I want to guide you. I want you to explore your voice and who you are and the things that you love and what drives you and what gets you excited and what you're passionate about. I want my kids to know those things about themselves and to begin to explore and know them now. And they do. They can tell you what their strong points are. I remember crying as a kid, wondering why God gave everybody else the talent but not me. But my children, they can tell you, oh, yes, I do this and I do that. And, I have several of them. They're artists. Some sing. They like to dance. One of my sons, he's big into robotics, wants to be a robotics engineer. They just explore a multitude of things. I have a daughter that's into forensics. She wants to do things with forensic science and crime scene investigation. So I encourage all of those things, because you never know what kind of mark they're going to leave on this world. And the sooner they begin to understand who they are, the better.
That is so key. And so if you're a mom right now watching, or a parent or a grandparent, and you see some gifts in the children in your lives, I would challenge you today to make a decision, a conscious decision, if you're not already doing it, to, encourage that child. If it's something like with my daughter, she was really in high school, she loved film, she wrote books, poetry. She did blackout poetry, so she would take a book and make a poem by blacking out all the words and wound up being a poem left with some of the words. And so what my husband and I did is we actually took her on a train. We signed her up for courses at American University and Georgetown. And what we did was we actually got on the train in D.C. with her, rode the train to where she would get off and showed her how to transfer so that she can go take her classes. And that's just how committed we were to making sure that she can get her courses. And so she has great DVDs that we have now that we can watch of footage that she filmed as a high school student, and she's in these courses with college students. And so now we're seeing it pay off. So if you're a parent out there, or like I said, a guardian, make sure you tap into what your children's gifts are and encourage that. It may take an extra $35 a month or whatever you need to do, but you're sowing, I look at it as sowing a seed into that child's future. And so a lot of times, as parents, we could say, oh, the time and the energy, but really the time and the energy you can't get back, but their future is so bright. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Right.
So when we come back from this next break, I will have my special guest again, Miss Donloyn Gadson, and I can't wait to ask her a few more questions here on the Tanya Barnett Show. Thank you. Hey there, welcome back to the Tanya Barnett Show, the flyest internet talk show out there. I am so super excited about my special guest tonight, none other than the fabulous Donloyn Gadson. Thank you so much, Donloyn, for being with me tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
Awesome. So when I clicked all on your website, I was doing my research. I saw something called Keeping Up with the Crazy. Can you tell my guests a little bit about Keeping Up with the Crazy?
Yes. Well, Keeping Up with the Crazy started as a column that I wrote for a local magazine here in Charleston, a magazine called Low Country Parent Magazine. And I was the mom columnist, and the column was called Keeping Up with the Crazy. Well, it eventually turned into a blog. Just, I stopped writing for the magazine and just began to just blog about life as a mother with 8 kids, just something to inspire moms out there. And it is now turned into a segment on one of our local news channels, and that show is called Low Country Live. So I go on once a month and share tips and advice and different things with mothers of the Low Country, dealing with parenthood and womanhood, motherhood, things with back to school and, laundry, even to the tough topics like bullying and, how to handle different things, with your kids' schools and such. So that is what that is, Keeping Up with the Crazy, just trying to keep up with it all, one crazy moment at a time.
I love it. I love it. And so I just have to say, one mom to another, you do not look like you have 8 children. You look fabulous. So what is your secret to looking so young, so vibrant with 8 children? What is your secret?
I don't know that I try to get rest, but I'm such a night person, because that's my time to think, where everything is quiet in the house. Nobody is asking you for this or that. So I'm up late at night and I get up early in the morning. So I can't really say that I get full 8 hours of sleep. And I have to remind myself to drink water. So it's probably coffee.
I love coffee.
I do try to eat right now. I do eat right, and I make sure that, I exercise if it's just at least, walking. But I do try to watch my diet, eat right, do what I can when I can. But that's about it. I don't really have any secrets.
And that's something that I teach the wives that I work with, some of the wives that I coach, about self-care and the importance of self-care.
Yes.
I know for myself, when I kind of quasi let myself go, when I went through a moment of depression, I gained all this weight. I found myself to be diabetic. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor's office where she was like, okay, you have to take these insulin shots for the rest of your life. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. What do I have to do? And she was like, you're not going to do it because none of my patients have ever done it. And I was like, well, what is it? And she said, lose 40 pounds. The overachiever that I am, I wound up losing 53 pounds.
There you go.
And when I went back to see her, she was like, she said, not only are you diabetic, you're in optimal health. I wound up running 2 marathons and doing 2 triathlons after that. But, it's amazing how we as moms, we take care of everybody else. So my children were having their dentist appointments and doctor's appointments and physicals and, all those things. But I wasn't taking care of myself. And
we let ourselves slip through the cracks. Absolutely. Yeah. And one thing I do is I do make time for myself also. I need to have my space. I have to have, time to think, to be creative and explore fresh ideas and all. So I like to definitely get that time to, journal and write and, listen to music, relax a little bit. And it's easier to do those things now. Like I said, our youngest are 8 years old now, and they're twins. So they really have one another to entertain and play with, So it's easy to get a little bit of that, just quality time, just to be by myself a little bit and, do what I need to do, draw, whatever it is. So.
Awesome. And how do you find time for the honey? Because that's really important for us wives, is finding that time for the honey. So how do you guys find time?
Yes. We make time. He probably is sick of me because I'm usually the one always, going up to him and hanging on him. What you doing? Bugging him. But we do definitely make time for one another. We go out on regular dates. Even if we aren't going out of the house on a date, we will have even date night at home where we'll, order in dinner for ourselves, eat alone by ourselves, watch a movie together, send the kids to bed early, and just spend that quality time together. So our anniversary was on July 4th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Our oldest daughter, she's soon to be 15. She created this sweet box for us. And we had to sign the inside of the lid that we promised to draw a ticket out of the box and do whatever the activity says on it every single day. And so it was such a wonderful idea, and we've been doing it. It's so much fun. The first night was play a game together, and so we sat on our bed, we played Uno, and he dusted me in the first 10 hands of Uno. I didn't win one until hand 11, and so we were cracking up on the bed. Just those small things like that alone, they're magical. They're magical. We just created a memory, and all because that was what our daughter's gift was to us on our anniversary. So every day we've been pulling our tickets, Yes. So, and I think that, when your spouse, when your marriage is a priority, as it should be, because you're talking about running a family, and that's the center of the family. I mean, God is at the center, but then you've got the husband and the wife. Y'all are the reason why the family exists. So your marriage needs to be functioning well in order for the family to function well. So I think it shouldn't have to be a chore to find time to spend with one another, and to love on each other, even in just the small things. So
Wow. So, ladies, you heard that. You heard that from a professional wife.
That's
She
right.
has it going on, and the beautiful thing, Delon, that I just thought about, that your daughter even took the time to see the value in that. So that means you guys are setting an example for her, that she's seeing something in your marriage where she
Right.
felt like, you know what, I'm going to enhance it or add to it. So I think
Yes.
that's beautiful. Now, how many years have you guys been married now?
We have been married for 17 years now.
Congratulations. Okay, so you're 1 year behind me and Don. We just celebrated 18 in
Yes.
June. Awesome, awesome. Well, that is so super exciting. So I'm going to ask you another question. You talked about writing and journaling. So you have a book. Can you tell my viewers a little bit about your book?
Yes, my book is called The Belief in Wings, Evolving from Self-Doubt to Personal Power. Ta-da! There you go.
Yay, she has her book. One of my guests, she didn't have her book. She's like, oh my God, I forgot my book.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so
That
can you
is
give us-
my oldest daughter on the cover.
Oh, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful.
And thank you. And this book is written with the teen girl in mind. However, it is so appropriate for women of all ages. I wrote it because these were the things that I needed to know and needed to hear when I was a teenager, when you're talking about laying that groundwork and that foundation of discovering yourself. That's the time period where you really begin to experience a lot of doubt, a lot of confusion in your identity and who you are, what your voice is and what it's about. And it's a crucial time to really encourage a girl to explore that which is within her, because fear is huge then. It's really easy to say, oh no, I'm not going to try out for the cheerleading team, or oh no, I'm not going to try out for the volleyball team, all because they're afraid to do it, and they'll keep it hidden and keep it a secret. So this book really takes the girls through a 3-part journey through voice, courage, and personal power, and it equates the journey to that of a butterfly, from caterpillar to chrysalis to actual butterfly. So by the end of the book, they have what it takes and the skill set necessary to truly believe in themselves. We hear a lot of people say, oh, just believe in yourself, but they don't tell you how. And how can you believe in yourself if you don't know what yourself consists of, if you don't know what yourself even means? So this does take the girls, and like I said, women of all ages. My best friend, she's 2 years older than I am. She'll soon be 47. And she read it, and it really helped her and set her free with a lot of issues that she had been dealing with. And let's face it, we all harbor a lot of things that we brought with us from our youth. So, and that book, I really think that it is a woman's duty to remind, to make sure that every girl in her life knows and understands that she possesses power, and that all she needs to do is go and uncover it, not discover it. The girls don't need to waste time discovering that they're powerful, because the women in their lives need to already be telling them that. They just need to uncover where that power lies.
That is good. You said a mouthful. Wow. So if you have not heard of this book, you need to check this book out. Where can we find your book?
You can find it at thebeliefinwings.com. And that is thebeliefinwings.com, or on Amazon.com, also BarnesandNoble.com, Booksamillion.com. You can just type in The Belief in Wings, and there are a lot of other booksellers that carry it as well. But Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, and Booksamillion.com, they all carry it.
Awesome. And this sounds like this is a book that some of our girls need to be reading during their summer reading. So I would suggest getting this, having them go through it piece by piece. It sounds like there's 3 principles in your book, and then having a discussion about the different principles that are in there and walk them through it. Have some discussion. So this sounds like a great summer read. So your daughter is saying, I don't know what to read. You have a book right here.
Yes, and the book is set up where there are areas for the girls to answer questions, do reflections, journaling, doodling, whatever it is. So I do share with them examples from my own life so that I can make a connection, so they don't think that I'm just preaching to them, so they'll know that I'm coming from a genuine place of understanding. There's also poetry in there. So there's a lot of things that will capture them where it won't feel like it's some a textbook type, situation. That it really is interactive, and I feel like they will definitely enjoy it.
Awesome. So after this next break, we'll be coming back with my special guest, Donloyn Gadson, and we're going to find out how you can make contact with her and how to purchase her book again. So thank you so much. Stay right there. This is the Tanya Barnett Show.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Oh!
Hey there, this is Tanya Barnett, the host of the Tanya Barnett Show, and I'm so super excited about my special guest that I have tonight, none other than Donloyn Gadson. So Donloyn, thank you for being with me tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. So this segment is called Do the Right Thing. So I'm going to ask you a question that pertains to anything in life, but normally it pertains to something that you've experienced. So I'm going to ask you this question, and there's no right or wrong. It's just called Do the Right Thing. So you're at a cookout, and you see an old friend from high school who is obviously pregnant. A few girlfriends that you know comment on the fact that she's pregnant again, and they turn to you to co-sign. And they're saying to you that she's in her 40s and she's pregnant again, and they want to know your opinion. What would you do?
Oh, my goodness. First, I'd probably lose some friends that day. I wouldn't be nasty, but I would definitely stand up for her and defend her. And I would let them know point blank that children are a blessing from God. And as long as she is able to care for a new child, it is her right to have that baby, to love that baby, and to nurture that child. And how dare they say anything negative or tearing down and judgmental like that against her. Also, are they planning on paying a child support check or something? I mean, really? I have had people comment and make nasty comments to me about having 8 kids. So, yeah, I'd be standing up for that girl for sure.
Wow. Wow. So, and here on the Tanya Barnett Show, we talk about the unique challenges of the 21st century woman. So, even something deciding to have no children or deciding to have 8 children is controversial. I mean, it just really is. And so, why do you think that we place judgments? We place judgments on people like, girl, when you gonna have a baby? You know, y'all been married for forever. To Lord have mercy, she's pregnant again. Why do you think we do that as women?
I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. And it's almost like you can't win for losing. And there seems to be so much jealousy or people that really aren't secure in themselves to allow other people to just be free and be who they are and live their life. I have 8 kids, but I don't expect every other woman to decide to be a mother. If you're deciding to, be a career woman, maybe you don't even want a husband, and that's what does it for you and that's what works for you, then that is okay. Your life is not supposed to look like mine. I do not know why people seem to want to create this cookie cutter world where you're not allowed to be an individual or be unique or have your family look the way that you want your family to look. So I don't get it. And I guess if I did get it, it would mean that I subscribe to that mindset. I don't know. It really confuses me. It stumps me.
Right, absolutely, and that's why I like my show the way that it is, because we do talk about things that people are thinking, but don't really say, or they say in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
So it's, not to be offensive, but they're offensive anyway.
Right.
And so, it's really important, especially as a 21st century woman. There's so many challenges out here stacked up against us, whether it's, do I become a corporate woman and then start a family, or do I become a stay-at-home mom and homeschool my children?
Right.
And so there's just so many options. And like you said, whatever works for you and your family, that should be what's best. I know when I chose to homeschool my kids, I actually quit a job to homeschool 2 of my children. And I got so much pushback from family and friends, and I'm expecting them to be understanding, but when it's your vision or your gift that that you have for your family, like you said, how dare anyone have an opinion about that when it's just between you and your husband?
Exactly.
Or if you choose
everybody is safe and healthy, then they should be celebrating you and being happy for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Donloyn, can you tell people how they can find you, where they can find you on social media, and how they can get in contact with you?
Yes. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Donloyn, or on Instagram. On Instagram, it is Donloyn LeDuff Gadson. And or visit my website, www.donloyn.com. On Facebook and on Instagram, every day I do midday motivations. So at noon Eastern Standard Time. And on Wednesday nights on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, I do a video segment called the Kaleidoscope Collective. And that is an area for women and teen girls to just come together and talk about the issues that are most important to us.
Okay, and you said that's on Facebook Live and
Instagram Live
on Wednesday nights.
Facebook.com.
What time on Wednesdays?
On Wednesday nights, it is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, awesome. And so, Donloyn, I just want to thank you so much for being transparent, for sharing your story with us today. I am so super excited that you chose to be a guest on the Tanya Barnett Show. And I would ask that you would leave one inspirational parting word with the viewers today, whether it's a scripture, a quote, something that you heard, something that resonates with you that keeps you motivated.
I think something that keeps me motivated is to say yes. Whatever dream it is that you have, whatever it is that is burning inside of you, whatever it is that keeps calling you, because you hear the whispers. That's how dreams operate. You hear the whispers. It keeps on whispering to you, calling you. I would like to encourage anybody watching to say yes. Do it afraid. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Say yes. Be courageous. Say yes to your dreams, and you will be so surprised at how far it takes you, how it awakens you, how you will come alive.
Awesome. Thank you so very much again for saying yes to being my guest. Make sure you check her out at www.donloyn.com. And I thank you again. And make sure you check out her book. Again, that summer reading. Get that for your girls. And Donloyn, we'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much. So after this break, I'll be back talking about my upcoming event this Saturday here, the Art of Being a Wife Tour.
Listen Vision, Listen Vision, DC's #1 recording studio. Oh!
This is Tanya Barnett, the host of the flyest internet talk show, The Tanya Barnett Show. I'm so super excited that you stayed along. I want to tell you a little bit about my upcoming event that is this Saturday. It's called the Art of Being a Wife Tour. I have the honor of doing this tour with none other than certified matchmaker Dominique Clark. She is the bomb diggity, so she helps you get together, and I, your real wife coach, help you stay together. So we have an event coming up this Saturday, July 15th. The link to register is bit.ly/DCWife. It is in Alexandria at a art studio. We have some fantastic sponsors. We have Black and Married with Kids. We have Blogalicious. We have Hello Gorgeous. We have Sassy Jones Boutique. We have Christine St. Ville of Moms in Charge and Purpose Driven Media, Naturally Me and You. The list goes on and on and on. You are going to get some fly items in your swag bag. You're going to get a free pair of earrings. You're going to get lipstick. You're going to get hair care products from Coils by Nature. We have special bags made for you by Carla Friday. So if you want to come out, you want to get inspired, we're going to be talking about sex, self-care, and staying power, how you can have the great relationship that you've always wanted, but it starts with you, ladies. So it's the Art of Being a Wife Tour this Saturday, 10 a.m. in Alexandria. The link to sign up is bit.ly/DC Wife. And it has to be a capital D, capital C. It is case sensitive, DC Wife. And we actually have a BOGO going on. So holler at that girlfriend, that one that has all the boyfriend drama. Get her a ticket. Y'all share the cost, even if you just pay your $40 and you hand her a ticket. Get her there, that cousin, that co-worker, those ones who always complain about guy drama. Bring them out to the Art of Being a Wife Tour. This tour is for single and married women. It's not exclusive to that. And we have some great things. We have a African-American coloring book that is being donated. We also have tickets from DC Nightlife for a Crab Feast Funk Fest. So we have 2 tickets for that. So we have a lot of things going on at the Art of Being a Wife Tour. That is this Saturday, July 15th, from 10 to 12. In Alexandria. So make sure you check me out. Again, I'm Tanya Barnett, your host of the Tanya Barnett Show. Go to my website, realwifemovement.com, to check out my blog where I talk about love, relationship, and sex. Thank you so much for being with me tonight, and see you next week.